Four pieces of news I would like to comment on today, December 20, 2010. Two are good and two are bad. Now, the good news first. Dolphy's film, Padre Jejemon, an entry to Metro Manila Film Festival this Christmas, had some people enticing moviegoers to boycott the film because there are scenes on the film that Catholics would find distasteful. These scenes are when Padre Jejemon, played by Dolphy, performs the Holy Eucharist sacrament and drop off the communion bread to a woman's cleavage, and the other when the bread is given to a toothless old woman. People who campaigned for the boycott are saying that these sins are disrespectful to the sacredness of the church ritual. I think these scenes are derivatives of the running gag I had known years ago when a button of a first truck dropped off on the bowl and mixed with the other altar bread. By mistake, this button was given to one parishioner. Now, this lady who received the button, no matter how much she wrestled her tongue against the communion bread, it never got melted. Then later, she said to herself that what was given to her was Christ's bone instead of his body. The other good news, I think, is the Central Bank of the Philippines deserve a commendation. Kudos to Central Bank for showcasing abstractions of reality for their new peso notes. This is a vast improvement from destruction of reality they did on printing Arobo instead of Arroyo on 100 peso bills in 2007. Now, the bad news. 16 people killed in a fire that gutted a pension house building in Tuguegarao. Belonging to those victims are transient nursing graduates who would be taking licensure examination the next day. Murphy's Law operates to this tragedy. Murphy's Law states that if anything can go wrong, it will. First of all, it might be that the root cause of this tragedy is related in our passive acceptance to safety and prevention. We are a nation who usually takes for granted these things like it is not part of our lexicon. The first thing that went wrong was the city's fire department was so slow in responding. The fact is, the fire broke out just a stone's throw away from the fire stations. The fire department personnel had Christmas party the night before and probably slept tight or gotten drunk. They were not able to gear up and ready their fire truck as quick. Another thing wrong was the pension house itself has no mayor's permit, as the owner have not complied yet with the fire and safety standard for the building. Another thing wrong was the building has fire hazards present all over the place. Like on the ground building located a store that sells tires. And on the fourth and fifth floor, its windows has bars that prevented firemen coming in to do rescue. It was unfortunate that lives could be lost just because some people are lax and not that so particular about safety and prevention. The second bad news was the road accident that killed the judge and his wife while cruising on the bus lane of Commonwealth Avenue in Quezon City. A passenger bus shoves the victim's car, and on impact, the car became like a crumpled can. Again, this tragedy is a case of not adhering to safety and prevention, coupled with bad driving habits. Newscasters Nolly De Castro and Ted Filon, as they deliver their farting shots comments on their TV Patrol newscast, insinuates that authorities should place a camera on Commonwealth Avenue to see driver who use the road as like a racetrack. When can we Filipinos be more serious about safety and prevention? Only time will tell. Only time will tell.